Number what? Find f of -7. F of -7. So this is a forward function machine. You plug -7 in. And then all you have to worry about after that is proper order of operations. So this is positive 49, positive 21, which is 70. So that is a forward function machine. Number two is also a forward function machine, but it's really spicy. Okay, so the first thing you do is you take the 2 plus x and you plug it in for x. So 2 plus x gets plugged in for x. Then we need to do a box. And the box will be for this part right here. So 2 plus x, 2 plus x. Or 2x, 2x, x squared. Do you guys see why I needed a box? Because it was square. Beautiful. Okay. -2. Okay, so now I'm going to put this stuff in parentheses right where this squiggle was. So 4 plus 4x plus x squared. Plus 5. Okay, so step 1 was plug it in. Step 2 was a box, and it needed a box because it was a binomial squared. And now I'm going to distribute the -2. And then combine like terms. And that's the final answer. You don't need to factor or anything like that. That's just done. You do? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you see why, like, normally we do the review notes first, and then that one on the review assignment wouldn't have been so bad if we'd done this one. Anyway, okay. Number 3. This one is a backward function machine. So you take the -3 and you put it in place of f of x, not x. So you have -3 equals 4x plus 5. -3 equals 4x plus 5. And x is -2. Okay, so the very last question on the test is a forward, a backward, and a stacked function machine. We did a forward, we did a backward. And lastly, in number 4, we're going to do a stacked. Okay, and I'm going to draw the picture because I think it's helpful. You don't have to if you don't want to. You just need to recognize it as a stacked from the notation. And it's telling me that g of -9 is coming first. So g of n goes in the first machine. And f is on the outside, so f goes in the second machine. Okay, and my input is -9. So I have g of -9. It's -9 squared minus 1, which is positive 81 minus 1, which is 80. And then 80 drops out of this machine and into this machine. So my final answer is 165. Okay, you don't need to draw the machines if you don't want to. I just think it's helpful for the visual. Okay, do you have any questions on the forward, backward, or stacked function machines? Okay, now 5 and 6 are not function machines. They're just polynomials from like the scavenger hunt we did. So this one says h minus g. So you do h minus g. H minus g. And then just combine like terms. So this is going to be -2n. And this is going to be -8. Do you guys all see where I got the -8 from? Are you sure? Okay. All right, and then the last one in this section, this one says f times g. And that's just a box problem. Okay, so just combine like terms, -8n squared minus 20n minus 8. Okay, so pause right there. Any questions on 1 through 6? Any numbers like appear out of nowhere or anything? You sure? Okay. All right, now let's go down to your favorite. Oh, your fave. Oh, how you love these. Love, love, love them. Okay. So number 7 is a multiplication problem, and you multiply the numbers and add the exponents. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. How many total y's are there? 1 here and 4 here for how many total? 5. Okay, and then how many total x's are there? -3. Great job. Okay, now, if you were in my Math 1 class, you're about to get flashbacks. What I do is I circle any negative exponent, and then it goes downstairs. Yes. So 9y to the 5 stays upstairs. And then you take the reciprocal of x to the third. Okay. Number 8. Number 8 is a power problem, which means that this 4 exponent gets distributed, which is not the right word for that, but it makes sense to everybody. So this is 3 to the 4th, x to the 4th, y to the 16th. Do you guys see where the 3 to the 4th and the x to the 4th came from? Okay, and then I'm just going to make this 81, x to the 4th, y to the 16th. Okay. Number 9. Can you guys see anything I can cross out right away on number 9? Mm. I'm gonna cancel out the x's first. Let's do that first. Okay, now Sean's right. I'm going to circle this because it's got a negative exponent, and I'm going to move him upstairs. Okay, y is already upstairs. Yep, and y squared is going to come upstairs, and then 2 stays downstairs. Okay, now on number 10, I'm going to go real slow. Real slow, like. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is multiply those exponents right there. Okay. Are you okay so far? Are you sure? Okay. Now I'm going to come in and identify everybody that's got to move. Make sure that you do not link the 2 with the v to the -3. Those two guys are multiplied together, but they're not one term. Okay, that's wrong. They are one term, but they're not one exponent. 2 has his own exponent of 1, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, now be really careful. U to the 3rd v squared stays where it is. Those are positive exponents, so they stay where they are. Okay, now this guy, he's going to come upstairs and become positive 3. This guy, he's going to come upstairs and become positive 2. This guy, he's going to come upstairs and become positive 3. And 2 is still in the downstairs. And then just add them up. They make more sense now than they did 2 years ago, I hope. No. Anything you want to say about any of these guys, exponents? Oh, ha, 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 ha. Knock it off. How old are we? Okay, number 11. I have a spot for you in my math room class. They like to do that. Keep your seat warm. Okay, number 11. Okay, what is this called? What's number 11 called? What is this thing? Square root function. Yes, this is a square root function. In the list of topics, it says radical function, but square root function. Okay, and what we do is we say x plus 6 equals 0 minus 6 that tells us where to start our table, and that's where our endpoint will be. Okay, now we're going to plug negative 6 in our mind. What's negative 6 plus 6? 0. What's the square root of 0? 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Minus 1. Negative 1. Okay, so our endpoint is going to be at negative 6, negative 1. Okay, now what number can I put right here? Because the next thing I know how to take the square root of is 1. What number can I put in for x? Negative 5. Beautiful. What is negative 5 plus 6? 1. What's the square root of 1? 1. What's 1 minus 1? Beautiful. Okay, now remember, I'm making you do all this mental math right now, but you will have a calculator on your test, so you'll be able to plug these things in. Okay, now let's do negative 4. What's negative 4 plus 6? 2. Okay, square root of 2, 1.4, minus 1, 0.4. Get the idea? Okay, now the domain and range come from the endpoint of the table, negative 6 and negative 1. It's going this way, so x is greater than or equal to negative 6. And my arrow is going up, so y is greater than or equal to negative 1. Okay, that problem's done. Number 12. Okay. X minus 4 equals 0. Okay, does anybody remember what this is called? What is this thing? Called a rational function. Rational function. It's a hyperbola shape. Okay, so what you do is you set the bottom equal to 0, and that means there's a vertical asymptote at x equals 4. Go to x equals 4. Dash that in as best you can. Okay, horizontal asymptote is whatever this number is because the graph is shifted down one. Everybody see where I got the 4 and the -1 from? Okay, so now the domain is all real numbers except y does not equal x, sorry. Domain x does not equal 4 because it makes the jump at 4. And the range is all real numbers except y does not equal -1 because it makes the jump at -1. You see how these are the same numbers? Okay, and then you just come in and you just make your hyperbola swoops. These do not need to be perfect. That's it. There's no math to do, really. Guess. No, just sketch it. As a matter of fact, on the one on the test, there's no grid lines. It's just the axes. So you're just going to have to make the general shape. Okay. 13. Factor completely. Those are some numbers. What is the GCF here, you think? Anybody have an idea? I think it's 6. Only because before, while we were working on stuff, I did 252 divided by 6 to see if it would work. I know I cheated. Okay, fine. You caught me cheating. Hmm. 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 I'm just guessing and checking. I'm just doing 400 divided by stuff. Ah, I got it. Man, it's 50 and 8. -50. I feel kind of silly because looking at these now, that makes sense. I'm gonna look really like a genius in 6th period though. Okay, now what is the GCF of those two? 5 and n. Mm-hmm. Done. Notice the directions, say factor, not solve. Okay, next one solve though. Okay, so here's my question. Do you want to divide by 3 or do you just want to go with it as it is? Like on the test, would you think to divide by 3? You would not? Okay, so then let's just go with it. Okay, now tree. Okay, now real quick, you can break those 6s down into 3s and 2s, but you don't have to. They're already pairs, so you can just circle and cancel the 6. It's just my lazy way of doing that. What about the 5 and 2? What happens with them? Multiply and where does it go? Okay, what comes outside? 6. The 5 and the 2 multiply and stay inside. Okay, and then last thing, we have to reduce. These 3 are all divisible by 6. Okay, flip the page when you're ready. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. No. So the directions actually say leave your answer as simplified square roots. So yes, the thing says leave your answer. So I mean, I'm saying on the test, it says leave your answer as simplified square roots. On this problem, no, it would not be wrong. As long as your decimals are correct. Okay, now on the back. Last one. Okay. Alrighty. So I like to use the centimeters on the ruler to help me make my scale even. It's up to you. I don't know if I have enough of them. We'll see. That's why I'm living in the land of erasable pen. Okay. First, find the mean, blah, 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 shot of blah, body, blah, blah. Okay. Start your histogram at 0 with a bin width of what? Okay, so what that means is start at 0 and go by ones. I can tell I saw a 7, so I'm going to have to go further. Okay. And on this side, I'm going to go by ones. I always go by ones. And then the label is frequency. The most important thing you need to know about a histogram is this is 0 to 0.99 repeating. Not to 1. Okay, so how many numbers are in the first bin? 1. Alaska, right? Zero. 0 again. 0 again. How many are in the 4s? 1, 2, 3. How many are in the 5s? 5. Oh, that bar is not the same width. It's okay. And 4 in the 6s? Oh, no, 5. Was I wrong? Is it 5 or 4? 5, okay. And then 1 in the 7s. Okay, now you need to set your ruler and stuff aside and grab your calculator. Hmm? You're gonna want that in your notes, I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. All right, everybody. Here's the instructions. First, hit the stat button, which is 2 over from the alpha right there. Stat. Enter. Stat. Enter. And then if you have stuff in there, scroll up to the top with the arrow key and then hit clear, enter, and clear out the values. No, there is a way to have the calculator fix that for you, but they do not need to go in least to greatest. Just enter them in with enters. There's 15 numbers, so if you're done, you should see row 16 showing up here. Row 16 should be blank. Okay, do you know what to do next? Anybody? Stat again. Yep, go to calc. One variable stats, so hit enter. And then make sure this says L1. Enter, enter, enter. Yep, perfect. Okay, and what do we need from this? Mean, median. So the mean is the very top one. Median is down further. Q1. Q3. IQR, I'm going to come back and do that in a second. And standard deviation is the one with the capital S. 1.7. Okay, but before I leave this, I'm going to scroll back down and make my box plot. So the bottom 5 numbers are where the lines go for my box plot. There's 0, 4.75, 5.6, 6.15, and 7. You guys all see where I got those numbers from? The bottom 5 on the list? Yeah. Okay, and then last thing, what's the shape? Yeah. So you might want to draw yourself little baby pictures of the outliers. this guy. And what you can do is just say this is the center. These are the measures of center. We already wrote them down out of our calculator. And then these two are the measures of spread, except for we didn't do the range. I also didn't do the math on 6.15 minus 4.75. And then the range was max minus min, which was 7 minus 0 equals 7. It's not too bad once you it's the calculator buttons that like okay. Now, first, do you guys know what the homework is? You guys have a team test tomorrow, so I'm going to stamp while you're working on that. But before you go, I have an exit ticket for you.